Hey, good morning, friends. How's everybody doing? Today's the 9th of September, and the other day I made a video, but I did not post it because I was just rather random in terms of describing my last 3 weeks, what I've been doing, and I wasn't able to properly hit everything, so I made a list of everything I did that was successful. Everything was a success. Everything I did in the last 3 weeks when I went on my road trip to New Hampshire. And I'm here in my shop and I got my dog because before I left, Sid's mother died. There he is, right there. And we've got a little shop dog now. That's Sid. Hey Sid, you're on camera. You're on camera. Look up. Hey, look at me. Anyways, he's a good boy. He's only used to his mom being around, so he's a little bit off balance because he didn't have anybody around, so he's our shop dog right now. So anyways, so I made a list of all the great things that happened, all the great experiences I had. I wanted to make sure I made a good all-inclusive list. So here goes. First of all, 3 weeks. Yesterday was 3 weeks that I had been gone. And I got back on Saturday. Yes, Sid, I know you love me too. I know. Okay, anyway, so the road trip highlights. No accidents. I saw no accidents going up and coming back. Nothing. And not just me, but everybody on the road. I took all the interstates up there. 2,100 miles one way, 2,100 miles return. About 400 miles driven up there. So interesting. Going up there, I got 18.7 miles per gallon in my truck. That's a Ram 3/4 ton. That's very, very good gas mileage. Plenty of gas everywhere. Everywhere I went, there was never any no gas, which is great. The hotels were fantastic. Every hotel I stayed in going up there was great. All them said, where is it? Oh, there you are. All the Marriotts were fantastic, and the Hiltons were great. All of them were really good. They had good little food, snacks in the night, in the morning, and they're reasonably priced. About $100, $105, $125 a night, you can get a nice hotel. Okay, when I got to New Hampshire, I saw and enjoyed the family, all my sisters, my mom, my dad. They're in different states, but it was still great, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. And my brother-in-laws, so it was really, really great. Tammy and Matt. I went to Matt's play called The Fantastics up there, and what a great show. Matt is so talented, extremely talented brother-in-law that I have. And then hanging out with Tammy, I got to really appreciate Star Trek Discovery, that new show on CBS All Access. I really like it. Sid, what are you doing? He's just wandering around. Yes, Sid. Yeah. So anyways, Star Trek Discovery is really good. Tammy and I are sci-fi geeks. I took her to see Stargate when it came out in 1994. And since then, we've been kind of star kind of movies, you know, geeks, sci-fi geeks and things like that. So another thing we did was up in Vermont. We took a road trip. Me, my mom, my sister Cindy, and her husband Jeff Bell. Now Jeff Bell is the big detective guy who cracked and solved the murder, or the mass murderer. His name was Isaiah Keys, I think. Yeah, Isaiah Keys or Isaac Keys. Anyways, he was a mass murderer, and he did some murders up in Vermont. So Jeff wanted to go do a professional development course and go up there and see the areas that those crimes happened in. I had no interest in doing that, but just going for the ride and something new, something different. So it was fun. So we went all the way up to Burlington, Vermont, and that's a beautiful area by itself. My God, that's so cool up there, and I got to go back up and check it again. It was really nice. And while we were in Burlington, my mother's brother Don and his wife Sandy were just in the area. They live in about 45 minutes away in another town in Sid, what are you doing? Vermont. So we all had lunch up there in Burlington, this really cool old place. I got pictures. I think I posted it on Facebook earlier. Okay. Going back to my brother on the mat, I went with him down to Portsmouth because he just sold his company. He split his company in half. He sold the tennis court portion of his company. So he's no longer going to be making tennis courts. He sold it to one of his employees. So we went down to Portsmouth to look at one of the final jobs that he was doing, and they were paving it, and they showed me how they do it, like 1% grade, sloping down. It was just quite a complex situation to build a tennis court. Really impressive, really kind of cool. Now, also we went to Guilford Old Home Day. That was the 100th anniversary, Guilford, New Hampshire, where I went to high school, and where my mom was living there when she was a little girl and stuff. So it was really fun. We got reacquainted with old friends. I got reacquainted with old friends. People I haven't seen in years, like Mark Labonte. He used to work with me at Sunny Slope just up the road in Guilford, the poultry farm. And linked up with Sherry Jignack, girl I had a big crush on in high school. And I finally told her. So that's crazy, huh? Anyways, but we had a lot of good times. And then we were all together as a group, and we went over to the school, the high school, and it was open. And we walked in, and everything was open except the offices. So we went upstairs. We found Mr. Dumays' classroom. Now, he was our math teacher in high school. I hated him because he was such a good math teacher, and he was challenging me, which no other teachers would do. But Dumays did do. But we all, as adults now, have fond memories of Dick Dumays when we were kids. So we went in there and wrote on his board, "Hey, Dumays, blah, blah, blah," It was fun to do that. No offense. We just all have admiration for Dick Dumays. It was really great. The Mount Washington boat. I went on the Mount Washington boat. The first time I've ever been on that ship, and I was born and raised in the area, and I never went on it. So I finally went on it, and I met the crew, the captain, because my mother's neighbor down the road is Tom, and he's the chief engineer on that boat. So he invited me to go on it. So we went on. I went on the boat. It was great. We went on. I keep saying we, but it was just me that did that. But I'm going to change the station. It kind of sucks. The song. Let's see here. Put it on Aussie. So anyways, so I went on the boat in Mount Washington. Tom gave me the tour of the engine room. It was really fun to do that. So thank you, Tom, for that. It was really good. And then the very next day, I went on another ride all over New Hampshire, riding all over the place on my motorcycle, which was a lot of fun. And just generally exploring everything, checking everything out. Sid, what are you doing? He's checking me out. He's good. He's getting his happiness back, which is great. And then the following day, I rode the motorcycle up Mount Washington. Now, Mount Washington, as you know, I think it's the highest point on the entire East Coast. It's like 6,800 feet tall, and they have what's called the Mount Washington Auto Road. Now, I rode my motorcycle up that thing. I passed like 4 cars going up, and 2 motorcycles going up, and about 4 cars coming down, and a bus. So the road is very, very narrow, and there's cliffs and stuff, so it was really fun. But that's the best road to ride on a motorcycle. If you haven't been up there, that's a road you definitely have to ride on your motorcycle. Ride a sport bike up it. Don't take a big bagger because you're going to drag bags. Sport bike's the best thing to ride that mountain on. So it was really good. Got up to the top, and I made a Facebook Live video, which I think you guys saw or remember. Okay, flipped over on the second page of the sheet. Okay, now I had to get my oil changed, and my check engine light came on in my truck because me and Mom went exploring, and we went up this really, really steep, angled road in Lakeport, up there on Gale Avenue, I think it is. Really, really steep roads that we've never been on before. Really former luxurious area of Laconia, but it's all grown up with trees. You can't see the lake anymore. So anyways, went up that thing, and it triggered the check engine light. So I had to take it there to get it serviced out there in Tilton at the Dodge dealer. And they said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No, I'm going back to Texas tomorrow." can you service it? Can you check the, can you change the oil? And can you check the engine light? And they did all that, and there was a couple faults. There was a couple parts that needed to be changed, which they did do. So kudos to, I think it was called Auto Serve New Hampshire, the Dodge dealer, right there in Tilton. They deal with every, you know, they got Volkswagen, Ford, everything. So anyways, Jordan's Ice Cream. Cindy, my sister, turned me on to that, and that was sinfully so good. I mean, it was delicious. It was better than delicious. It was probably the reason why I gained about 8 pounds, which is no problem. I'm going to lose it back, no problem. 8 plus another 8. So anyways, classic cars were everywhere. Everywhere I went in New Hampshire, I saw a classic muscle car restored in good shape. No Bondo, well, I don't know, I didn't have my tools, but I was going to say no Bondo Queens, but I'm telling you, they were beautiful cars. Everywhere I saw cars up there. Fabulous, fabulous automobiles. And then on Manchester, a week ago Saturday, I went down to the classic car show in Manchester. Over 1,000 cars were there, and they had probably 3,000 to 6,000 people wandering around. Why are you scratching, boy? You got fleas? I'm gonna have to check him when we get home. And met some new friends, really great. Had some wonderful mystical experiences, meeting new friends, so it was really great. And then I got to see my dad again down in Delaware. I forgot to mention on the way up there, I was diverted by my friend Richard down in Georgia to go look at a Porsche 928 in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Now, I was already 150 miles north, but he said that they're probably going to sell the car quickly, and he wanted to know if it was a worthwhile car to buy. So I diverted to go down to Westchester from northern Pennsylvania to take care of this evaluation of the car. I looked at it. Richard decided not to buy it, but I made a deal with Richard. I said, Richard, okay, I'm going to do this. That hood, the hood I'm going to get from you for my 928, I'm not going to pay for it. He agreed to that, so which is good. So I picked that up in Atlanta on the way back. When I was also in Delaware, I visited with my uncle next door to my dad's house. And then my sister Becky lives down there with, you know, saw her husband and her 2 wonderful boys, Sid, you know, Zachary and Brody, two really good kids. The great road trip back. No issues, no accidents, no problems, no concerns, no bad weather. I was heading right into the hurricane, and there was no hurricane, nothing, no hurricane. It was awesome. At least I didn't hit it. And on the way back in South Carolina, I saw the BMW factory, and I was like, holy crap, let me stop. I want to go to this BMW factory. I've never been there. I've heard about it. I knew when they built it. So turned around, went in there, had a great tour. We had a wonderful time. It was really fantastic. Okay. Great drive back, great hotels. And here I am back at work now. This lift, I'm going to get this thing operational today or tomorrow. Get back to work. These projects are waiting. My worker Lily is on her way in, and I got to get her spun up on what to do again, and work commences. Anyways, folks, Sid is down there. Hey, Sid, there he is. He's just checking out the new environment. So anyways, 14-minute long. Cheers, peace, have a good day.